I invested $5,000 in SCHD. Here's my results. Yes, I in fact invested a little over $5,000 in SCHD pretty much a little over a year ago now. I've been dollar cost averaging or DCAing into SCHD pretty consistently, pretty much no matter what happens. So if SCHD is up, I'm a buyer. And if SCHD is down, I'm also a buyer as well, because I'm a long-term investor where I plan to invest in this one ETF for many, many decades. I think we all know about the hype of this one ETF. From a high dividend yield of over 4%, SCHD is also predicted to have around a 17.9% upside this year by Wall Street analysts, making it a super undervalued ETF in my opinion. There's also insane dividend growth, which pays you more and more dividends every single year, and of course a well-diversified basket of high quality cash flowing dividend paying companies, so you can steadily earn that sweet passive income without having to worry about a single thing. So in this video, I'm going to show you a full and complete breakdown of my own experience of investing over $5,000 in SCHD, as well as my dividends, my dividend projections, my total returns, and just exposing exactly what it's like investing in this one ETF, and so much more is jam-packed in this video. So let's get started. Okay, so let's begin with exactly how much money I have invested in SCHD to the exact penny. On Vanguard, which is my investing app of choice, I invested exactly $5,445.93 in this one dividend ETF, where that got me a little over 214 shares. And then from that one investment, from that one small investment, I'm able to surpass my full-time job and retire and have so much money coming in from dividends and capital gains that I'm literally going to go out there and buy a Lamborghini. And that would be insane if that actually happened, because it didn't happen, because I actually lost money investing in SCHD, which is normal for a new ETF in my portfolio. But yes, I in fact lost money investing in SCHD. So my total return factoring in dividends and also capital appreciation is negative $332.38 as my total return from investing in SCHD for about a year now. So yes, even I lost money unrealized because I haven't sold a single share. So I would have actually literally lost money if I sold shares and made it a realized loss. But no, I'm not going to sell a single share at all of SCHD. I think this is a high quality and a great ETF for the long term, which is why I haven't sold one single share. And then for me, I'm just going to let SCHD just ride it out, let it ride. There's going to be a lot of market volatility, which is what SCHD has been experiencing for quite a while now. But when the market hopefully goes to all-time highs and SCHD goes back to all-time highs, I could hopefully be in the green and make a good profit by just holding this ETF and just letting my dividends and hopefully unrealized capital gains come into play. I honestly think that SCHD can definitely recover and perform well in the future from all the market volatility we're experiencing. If the market is in a recovery phase, SCHD will definitely benefit, like you see on your screen. And if SCHD or the stock market is in a recession or an economic slowdown or contraction, SCHD is where you want to be literally right now. So I'm very bullish on this ETF very long term, especially in the next year, couple years, 3 years. I'm very bullish on SCHD. Now, am I upset or mad from losing money in SCHD? The answer is no. Reason why is because I have a long time horizon, which is why any investor in the stock market, whether you're a growth, dividend, covered call, individual stock picker, crypto investor, you have to have a long time horizon, because losing money, at least unrealized losses, is completely normal. Now, my master plan, simple: buy, hold, in a Roth IRA, in my 401k, my taxable brokerage account, all my ETFs, including SCHD as well. I'm just gonna relax, kick back, because it's a great time to be a buyer, not only in SCHD, but also every other ETFs mainly in this market cycle. Now, there's this really cool graphic I found that illustrates exactly why I'm super excited to buy and hold SCHD for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and why you should be excited as well for this high quality dividend ETF. Now, by now, I think we all know that investing is definitely not gambling. Even if SCHD is down, and even if I'm down some money, I'm not technically gambling, because SCHD is obviously one of the safer ETFs you can invest in for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, because it is a high quality dividend paying ETF with some huge, large companies that will literally never go out of business, and they will always have some cash flow coming into their business and their revenues. So this shows that there are the odds of losing money in the stock market, and then the odds of making money in the stock market, which directly applies to SCHD and exactly what I'm experiencing, and probably what others are experiencing as well. We have time horizons, right? So you could have a short time horizon, think 1 week, 1 day, 1 month in the stock market. And then there's long time horizons like 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So on the left side, we have the odds of losing money, and we're going to be representing it with the S&P 500, but this can definitely be applied to SCHD investors because, in the long term, if the market goes up, most likely SCHD will go up as well. And of course, if the market goes down long term, SCHD will also go down as well. Now, in 1 year, which is what I'm experiencing, there's a 25% chance of losing money. And of course, I fell into that category by investing in SCHD for about a 1 year time horizon. Now, as you invest longer, you can see that the more you invest or the longer you invest in the stock market, you will have a lower percent chance of losing money because it goes from 38% from 1 month to 25% in 1 year, 11% in 5 years, 5% 10 years, and then just 0.2% in 15 years. So the longer you invest your money in the stock market, even in SCHD, the lower percent chance you have of losing money. And then of course the flip side is the odds of actually making money. So in 1 month, you have a 62% chance of making money in the S&P 500, but this could also be applied to SCHD like I just said. Now in 1 year, you have a 75% chance of making money. And then the longer you invest in the stock market, even in SCHD as well, you have nearly by year 15, you have a 99.8% chance of making money, which is why I'm super bullish on SCHD. And of course, if you are a long-term investor, you should be super excited to buy SCHD right now. And even in the next year, 2 years, I think it's a great time to be an investor if you are a long-term investor. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Marcos, why is SCHD such a low investment in your portfolio? And my answer is simple, because I'm a long-term, growth, more aggressive-oriented investor. So as you can see, I have more higher investments in that category of growth being VOO, VTI, SCHG, and even QQM. That's all across my 3 different accounts. I have a 401k, a Roth IRA, and as well as a taxable brokerage account. So SCHD is still in there because I don't want to be a hypocrite talking about it on my channel because I just want to have some skin in the game if I talk about it on my channel. But it is, yes, a high quality ETF for dividend investors, but I also like it as well. I think it's a great ETF, high quality, great companies, low cost, great dividend. So that's why it's in my portfolio, but at a smaller holding. So now moving on to my SCHD dividend income. So I'm going to show you my last 4 dividend payments, where my first SCHD dividend payment of exactly $6.59. I of course reinvested that dividend or dripped it back into SCHD because you can increase your returns over time and get that snowball effect rolling with passive income if you just reinvest your dividends instead of spend it or just not invest it back into this one ETF. My next dividend payment was back in September of 2024, where my dividend increased to $18.17, which was a nice increase from the most recent dividend I received previously. In December of that year, I then received yet another SCHD dividend payment of exactly $21.40. And then remember that SCHD does pay a dividend quarterly. And then if we take a look at this year for 2025, I then had my most recent SCHD dividend payment where I got exactly $43.46 from SCHD, which is my highest dividend payment, as a sweet form of passive income without having to lift a finger. Moving on to my forecasted dividends for this year, including all my ETFs if I didn't buy any more shares, which of course I'm not going to stop buying my ETFs because I'm a long-term investor. I'll always be a buyer, just buying every single week. I'm expected to have exactly $2,130.97 in annual dividends, where SCHD is projected to pay me exactly $205.74 in dividends. And SCHD is currently paying me exactly $17.14 a month on average, which is pretty cool. And then another fun fact is that SCHD on average is paying me exactly 56 cents per day, which is pretty cool, I guess. Now I'm going to be forecasting my SCHD projection for how much money I'll have in this one ETF if I just stay the course using a compound interest calculator. So if I plug in my current investing balance of $5,445, I'm going to plug in 35 years for my years of growth since I'll realistically spend my SCHD dividends by then. And then I'm going to be more conservative and say that SCHD will have on average a 90% total return, which is more realistic and just more of a real goal for this ETF since it's a dividend, low risk, lower beta fund. Let's then compound that annually, and then I'll invest about $300 a month, which comes out to just $10 per day in SCHD. So what's the result? Well, in the next 35 years of investing consistently, the key word is consistently in SCHD, I'll have a total balance of just under $1 million. I'll then receive around $36,000 per year in annual dividends from SCHD as annual dividend income. And this is also not including all my other ETFs, which is honestly insane and just crazy and awesome to think about. Now, a lot of you guys have been seeing exactly when I'm buying SCHD. Now, if you want to see exactly when I'm buying them, even my portfolio, you can see it for completely free on the Blossom app using the link in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. And yes, Blossom is completely free. I'll see you there for SCHD investors, and even if you are an ETF portfolio investor, I will see you there as well. Now, if you guys like this video, please give it a like and subscribe because this cute puppy did. Now, have you ever wondered how many ETFs should I actually own? Well, I answered that question right here in this video, so go ahead and check that out. I love you guys so much. Continue to crush the stock market and take it easy. Peace.